Kaza, Karaki, Suru, and Subu felt surrounded. Despite outnumbering their opponents, they could already tell whoever this cat lady was, she was trouble. TCH. You three handle the mutt. Kaza ordered as she rubbed the left side of her face where Sori had hit her. I'll take mittens. You think you can? Sori smirked. Then come at me, Barney. Shum. Kaza unleashed a strong beam of fire at Sori, but she dodged easily, running to the right while followed by the beam. The hound tried to grab Kaza by extending its arms, but they were cut off from their stumps by Suru. Slice 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 slice. Suru cut up the hound's body, but this did very little to the hound. TCH, its brain is back in its head. Then I'll crack it open. Karaki threw her yo-yo at its head, which it dodged at first, only for the yo-yo to come back and hit it in the back of the head, causing its skull to crack apart. Subu then forced bits of dirt into the cracks, stuffing it to the brim with dirt, and then expanding it, causing the skull to explode apart, leaving the brain completely exposed. Suru raised his sword up, and prepared to slice the air in front of him, where he'd moved Hound's hitbox. The hound raised its arm, blocking the sword in its thickened arm, trapping it. But that only prolonged the inevitable, as Karaki hit its brain with her yo-yo, making it splatter all over the place. Gotcha! Karaki shouted out triumphantly. Gah! The victory was short-lived, as Sori rushed past Kaza and struck Suru in the neck, causing him to crumple onto the ground, seemingly unconscious. She'd been watching the fight while dodging Kaza's attacks, getting a good handle on their quirks, and figured she needed to take out that guy first. Shit! Karaki threw her yo-yo at Sori, but she just caught it and grabbed onto the rope. Ah! Sori sprung around the rope with Karaki attached to it, before launching her away, into a tree. Ack! Karaki fell to the ground, having the wind knocked out of her by the harsh impact on her tiny body. Slam! Sori barely managed to backflip away as a fist made of dirt smashed into the ground where she had been standing. Subu raised more dirt and shot it out at somewhat high speeds, but Sori dodged each cluster of dirt and lunged at him once she got close. But before she could reach him, Kaza flew in and grabbed her, before lifting her into the air. Kaza grabbed hold of her face as they ascended, and aimed her mouth right at it, ready for a point-blank blast. But Sori kneed her jaw shut as she was about to blast, causing the blast to explode inside her mouth, doing a bit of damage and making her choke on the smoke. This gave Sori the chance to grab Kaza's arm, push herself off of her, then flip them, so now Sori was on Kaza's back. Whack! Whack! Whack whack! Whack! Sori pounded her on the back of the head, as the two continued to fly upward. Kaza used her tail to try and stab Sori's shoulder, but Sori dodged each attempt. But that didn't matter, as the worst was to come. Kaza did U-turn and started flying down at astonishing speeds. Kaza turned and had Sori face the ground, meaning that she would be taking the brunt of the impact. Sori knew this, of course, and had to move fast to avoid it. She moved her legs back and used them to grab onto Kaza's tail, before pushing herself off of Kaza's back and using her tail to whip her way back onto her front. Kaza grabbed her sides, and dug her claws in, causing Sori to wince in pain, as Kaza prepared another fire blast, but Sori punched her in the face, to interrupt it. Then Kaza flipped them both over so that once again Sori was facing the bottom, but Sori just grabbed her by the neck and flipped them again. This repeated over and over, until slam! The two hit the ground, creating a massive cloud of dust. And when the dust died down, Kaza was the one that had taken most of the impact, landing square on her back, with Sori on top of her. Ugh! Kaza groaned, as she closed her eyes and went limp. Ow! Sori groaned as she forced herself up, on her now extremely sore legs. While Kaza had taken most of the damage from the fall, she didn't get away unscathed. She was fairly sure she'd bruised the bones in her legs, but otherwise, she could still go on. Which was good, because immediately she had to jump off of Kaza to avoid another blast of dirt from Subu. She dodged some more blasts, her speed hampered only slightly by her injury, but she could still easily avoid all of his attacks, reached him in seconds, and kicked him in the face. Ack! Subu spat, as she fell to the ground, seemingly unconscious from one blow. Huh, guess I hit him harder than I thought. Sori shrugged as she looked around, at all the unconscious intruders. Well, guess I better tie them up or dash. Scope! Suddenly a bullet flew off from the side, and pierced right through Sori's leg, coming out as an explosion of paint on the other side. Slice 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 slee. A small compartment opened up, and a rope came down, signaling for them to climb up. See ya! Karaki said as everyone ran up to the rope and started climbing, except for Kaza, who just flew up. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX Yoko were waiting for them. Sorry for the wait, that lab was enormous. And I had to keep Egghead over here from snooping. Yoko explained. Yeah, well while you having your fun, we were down there, trying not to get our asses to kick. Karaki growled, glaring at Roru. I'm not sorry. Roru shrugged, before jumping off to the side to avoid a yo-yo to the balls. Hey watch it. I'm the one controlling the ship. Well then get us out of here already, Kaza ordered, as she walked over to the exit. We're still not in the clear remember? Everyone get on deck and make sure nothing follows us. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX Bakugo shouted as he blasted a focused shot, right through the head of a wyvern. Meteor smash! Ochako shouted, as she crashed down and crushed the skull of Sei Filong. Heaven-piercing ice wall! Shoto cried as he impaled a Nuklavi on a wall of ice. Indiscriminate shock. 2,000,000 volts. Kaminari cried as he fried a whole group of sulfur fish. Dark Shadow! Tokoyami cried as Dark Shadow destroyed a group of apathy that were trapped by Mineta's balls, all the while Momo unleashed cannon shots, Aoyama shot off his own attacks, and Mina killed any that got even a little too close. In no time at all the high-level Grimm had been exterminated. Bakugo landed, while Ochako swam back to shore, and Todoroki warmed himself up. Phew. Ochako made it to shore and took a breather. Good work everyone! Ida praised. It seems even the best the Midoriya Foundation has to offer is no match for us. Don't be so sure, Jiro warned. She's coming. Clap 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 clap. Sai walked out of the forest, giving the students a slow applause. Well done. I imagine Yami will be quite cross about you defeating his Grimm so easily. And Mr. Midoriya likely won't be pleased about all of this either. What can we say? We're just too good. Mina boasted cockily. We're not the same kids you fought last time. I can see that, Sai said. But I think I want a closer look. Now then, show me your dash. Sai tailed off, and her eyes went wide as she looked up at something behind them. What the hell? Toru asked, revealing herself as having snuck up behind Sai. Everyone turned around to see what exactly caused those reactions. And boy were they not ready. Because in the air was a giant, flying, pirate ship. Ah, is that part of the test? Zero asked. Then suddenly, the ship simply faded, vanishing completely from sight. No, it was not. Sai grit her teeth, knowing that this could mean nothing good. Alright, test is over. Everyone help me search the forest. We need to figure out just what that was all about. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX. Alright, we're at a safe altitude, Rora said. All of them were currently in the steering room. In front of them was a big thick glass window, letting them see the entire deck of the ship. Behind that was the steering station, with a large steering wheel, panels covered with buttons and knobs, and some hanging levers, for actually steering the ship rather than Rora just using his quirk to control it. There were also some seats around, which everyone was currently sitting on, except Karaki, who had her face pressed up against the window, with stars in her eyes. Are you certain? Kaza asked him. Positive. No one could follow us without some kind of protective equipment and a lot of help. Roro explained. Even All Might would struggle to get up here, and even if he did, he wouldn't be able to breathe. But thanks to the force field we don't have to worry about any of that. And it makes us practically undetectable anyway, so even if they knew we were up here, they'd have to search the entire sky to find us. Wonderful technology, isn't it? You can say that again, Karaki squealed. We're in a flying fucking pirate ship. We're really fucking sky pirates. This is so fucking awesome. Look how high up we are. Are you sure you're not actually 10? Rora asked, receiving only a middle finger as an answer. Oh, let her have her fun, Roku told her, as she got up and walked to the window to get a good view. You have to admit this is rather amazing. Make you wonder how any of this is possible. Such is the power of chaos energy. Everyone looked to the doorway, and saw a seer float in, with a mind weaver on top of it. And then, in a flash, the mind weaver put up an image of Izuku, making it seem like he was there. Congratulations on your hopefully first of many successes. Izuku congratulated them. And I would also like to apologize about Sori. I didn't expect her to.